Hello, 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 everybody. We are loading up the camera. The camera. Patience, pretty please. You've just joined Into the Bliss 1717's live transformational tarot Tuesday. I've got a good one for everybody. Here comes the video. Here it comes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I promise it's coming. There we go. We have video. I swear I'll get this down one day. You know, it's a learning process, right? Welcome, welcome, welcome in, my loves. I'm Carrie Lee. This is Into the Bliss 1717, and this is live transformational tarot Tuesday. Awesome sauce. I am typing. I'm tapping into, a collective reading. So it's really important to just take what resonates, what message threads, what energetic threads. I could be tapping into multiple storylines. I'm tapping into different archetypal patterns. I actually have 3 archetypal patterns that came out today. I asked Spirit, how is the viewer showing up? What archetypal patterns are they showing up as today? Are they working through right now? And it's really interesting. I've got that. But anyway, take what resonates, leave the rest on the table for someone else. Don't make it fit, my loves. This is timeless. So regardless of when this is showing up on your feed, that means that there could definitely be a message or 2 or 3 or everything in here for you, or not. Whatevs, right? Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's just get right after it, shall we? So we're starting off with the father archetype, masculine energy, right? This is actually giving me divine masculine energy. This is giving me the feeling of the emperor in the tarot, right? Light attributes, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit, leadership, stepping into that readership. Maybe you're a reader. Maybe you're a reader as well. Maybe you're healing a father wound within you, right? The shadow attributes, because we all have light and shadow attributes. Dictatorial control, abuse of authority. Maybe that's what you're healing within yourself. Maybe you grew up with an energy, a person in your life or people in your life that had that very my way or the highway energy. And that's what you're healing from for some of you, right? I feel like you're definitely stepping into it, though. It's like the student archetype is also coming through. So this has definitely been a learning process for you, and I'm so super proud of you for taking that on. The student attributes, the light attributes, humility and devotion to knowledge and openness to lifelong learning, because this isn't just like a one and done kind of energy, you know. The shadow attributes, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. It's like if you're not applying what you're learning, if you're not, it's one thing to like come to do the work and to come in to this knowledge, and then we take that knowledge and we go within ourselves to retrieve our soul wisdom. How does that apply to our life? How does that apply to our life right here? You know, how does that help me break generational patterns? How does that help me break past life karmic patterns, right? And so we take that knowledge and we transmute it into the wisdom, right? But if you leave it there, it just dissipates. It's the secret sauce of this whole journey. 333 on the timer. I love it. Ascended Masters, thank you for showing up for us. The secret sauce of it is taking the wisdom that you've acquired from these lessons, these soul lessons, right? These life lessons, and actually applying them into your daily life. I'm getting baby chills on that. It's like that's also known as integration, especially if you're working with psychedelic medicines, sacred plant medicines on any level, to help you unearth this wisdom. It's like you should know by now if you've been working with that type of medicine. And I have worked with that medicine professionally as well as personally. I'm a registered nurse that has worked with mind, body, spirit health for the last 7 years, trained in cannabis nursing. I've also worked with ketamine therapy and also psilocybin where it is legal. It's like if you don't integrate what you've learned and actually apply it, put it into action in your daily life, it's all for nothing. So it's really important to do that. And I feel like a lot of you are doing that. But if some of you are watching and you haven't been doing it and you know who you are, and this is not me shaming you, I'm a truth speaker. I'm here to help empower you. You know what I mean? And so there's a reason that you're watching this. You know what I'm saying? Also, before I continue with the next archetype, which is the warrior, spiritual warrior, badass, McSass, I want to touch base. If you are interested in learning about holistic care, like taking care of yourself from a holistic perspective, mind, body, spirit health, if you're interested in learning about sacred plant medicines on any level, there is a private community that I'm affiliated with. These were my cannabis nursing mentors. It's called Holistic Caring Network. There is a link in the description box below where you can sign up for free. It's a private network where you can access information, all types of learning opportunities. There's a mixture. The community is like really all inclusive. There's medical professionals in that community, and there's regular layman folks like yourself. So hit that link up. I also do very private, exclusive readings just for that community within. So anywho, without further ado, the warrior card is coming out as well. It's like you are definitely a spiritual warrior. You know, I feel like some of you may identify as light workers or star seeds, right? Strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. Because essentially, that's what we're doing when we're doing this depth work is we are literally peeling back the layers. You know, we come here, our souls have a blueprint, right? Our souls are born with a blueprint, just like a fingerprint, right? And within that blueprint is basically the karma that we need to overcome in this particular life. And that can be carried over from our ancestral lines. It can be carried over from our past lives, right? But we're also embedded with gifts and tools to help us achieve and overcome those things. And so those are activated slowly over time, usually with a lot of the times with the moon cycles, especially eclipse cycles. But anyway, you are utilizing these tools to help you move past those things. So I'm actually excited to go ahead and get after it. I'm going to do what's called a horseshoe spread. So we're going to find out what energy you're showing up as in the tarot card, what tarot card best represents your current energy right now while you're watching this reading. And then we're going to take a little quick dive, what's been going on in the past, maybe the past recent month or so, and then what's happening right now in the present and what's coming in for you, maybe within the next month or so. Okay. So let's get after it, Spirit. What does the viewer want to know for their best, most blessed, and highest? What's unfolding for them on their path right now, on their journey? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, right away, showing up as the high priestess. I freaking like that very much. Ace of Pentacles came out in the past. Hold on, I'm just like getting my cards like situated so I can see. What else, Spirit? 6 more cards, please, for the main spread. Three, 2, and 1. All right, towered out in the past over some type of an offer. The present situation, Page of Wands, Queen of Swords. And what's coming up in the future, 9 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. Hey, I actually like that. It shows that you're growing. You're actually healing and evolving. That's freaking amazing, okay? Back end energy, overarching energy, 5 of Pentacles. We'll get clarifications on that, babes. No worries, no worries. Queen of Wands in the back end energy, Knight of Cups, King of Wands. Okay, this is really getting juicy. I like it. We're ending up with the Empress on the bottom of the deck. It's wild because when I was preparing for the reading, I heard they're taking on too much. They're taking on too much. And then I heard, what was the other thing? Man, it's going to have to come to me. I can't pick it up. Let me have a little sip of my tea. Look at a little spot of tea, 12:21 on the clock. That's kind of neat, huh? Lemon ginger tea with honey. My fave. All right, so with you showing up as the high priestess, I'm feeling like obviously you've been doing the depth work because the high priestess, this is Pisces energy. Maybe some of you identify with Pisces in your astrological charts, maybe not. That's okay. The high priestess is really about truly trusting your intuition over anything and everyone externally. Okay. Or learning how to trust your intuition, right? So this is one of the divine feminine archetypes. Okay. I'm hearing passive, passive. Maybe you are a little too passive right now, not taking action, right? In your divine feminine way, so to speak. Maybe just waiting for fate. For some of you, again, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You've definitely been doing the depth dive because that's what the high priestess is inviting us to do, is to dive into our subconscious, dealing with our shadow, dealing with our inner child, healing, whether it's that father wound we're healing or that feminine wound that we're healing, right? I feel like in the past with the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower, this is interesting because it's like with the Five of Pentacles and the overarching energy, there could be some money issues going on in your life. There could be health issues going on in your life. I feel like there's also kind of like a sense of like abandonment for some of you. And again, if you had issues with dad growing up, it doesn't surprise me. A lot of us that were growing up, our parents were divorced. I know for myself, I'm a Gen Xer, and I felt like I was one of the first kids in my classroom in the early 80s. My parents were like the first ones to get divorced, and it really made me feel like funky. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody out there needs to hear that, deeply resonate with that. So I feel like that's part of what you're dealing with. It can also be like your self-esteem is kind of bruised. There could be like a lack of self-confidence, especially if you were felt like you had to be stifled when you were younger, or you weren't allowed to speak, you weren't allowed to like express yourself, which was if you were dealing with the father type, whether that was your mom or your dad, because we all have masculine and feminine energies. I want to be really, really clear. It's like whichever one you were dealing with. And again, this doesn't have to necessarily be mom and dad. It could have been anybody in your life that you were growing up with, friends, teachers, anybody that had like a leading role in your life, an influential role in your life that just felt very dictatorial, and again made you feel like don't speak unless you're spoken to. That's what's coming through. Or just you weren't allowed to express your emotions or feelings. Like maybe you were made to feel like that wasn't acceptable growing up or whatever, right? I feel like while that's a lot coming through, that's the Five of Pentacles and the overarching, that like that's what you're working through right now. So seriously, that's awesome. You're working from going from like a poverty consciousness, and poverty consciousness isn't just about money. It's about that low self-confidence. You know what I mean? It's about building up your self-confidence, allowing yourself to really step into take your power back and speak, and be seen and be like a healthy, balanced, adult in your life, So in the past, Ace of Pentacles, there was some type of a long-term offer that was presented to you. Maybe it was a relationship, because I've got Knight of Cups in the back end energy. Maybe this was a romantic offer that was, maybe you were dating somebody, and I feel like maybe they were for some of you, looking to like level it up. I'm hearing long-term connection. And it's like you just were like, man, like the inner self-saboteur came through, and you're just like, who am I to have that relationship, right? It's like, so like you kind of towered out, you know what I mean? Or maybe that person was exhibiting behaviors like that dictatorial person in your life, and you were with them, and maybe they broke up with you. Maybe, I mean, for some of you, there could have been like a third party situation or some type of like affair. But I feel like, Spirit was like, we're going to go ahead. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much for joining in, my love. Maybe this person was somebody that just wasn't good for you. It wasn't for your best and highest, and you weren't actually, pulling the trigger and ending it. So Spirit came in and cleaned them out. That's what the Tower energy really does, is it comes in and it removes. I'm getting chills on this right now. So this is confirmation. Lisa, it's you. I'm getting chills because you showed up. Girl, I love you. It's like the Tower comes in to actually clear out people, places, things, belief structures, anything that literally is not helping you move the needle forward in your life, like so that you can achieve your best, most blessed, right? It's coming in and removing that from you. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. For others of you, I feel like this could definitely have been some type of a job offer, some type of a travel opportunity I'm hearing. And again, I think that it might have been something, maybe it was a job that you were in or career that you were in, some type of a project that you were in. And I just feel like you weren't listening to your intuition to pull out. You know what I mean? You weren't trusting your inner guidance to pull out whatever that was, whether it was a relationship, some type of a job, some type of a collaboration. And the tower came out and cleared that for you. And that's a good thing because it's like basically setting you up for a foundation of success because spirit wants the best for you. Spirit wants to see you like, spirit wants you to see how powerful you are, to step into your power and to use that power to like for the greater good of all, not just yourself, but for the greater good of all, right? So what's happening in your immediate future, or like in your present right now, I like this. It's like the Page of Wands is showing up. And so pages are like, they're beginners, they're student mindsets. And so remember, the student archetype came out, right? And so I feel like you are right now, that tower came out, removed that person, removed that situation, whatever it was. And now you're in this place of you're learning how to trust yourself. I'm getting chills on that right now. You're learning how to, you're growing into who you really are. And I really, really like that for you. You are doing the work. You are healing yourself. The Queen of Swords is backing this up. So you could actually be, maybe you're dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini in your life. Maybe you are an air sign or a fire sign. Take what resonates. But the Queen of Swords, at the end of the day, she has really great self-discipline. She knows how to like issue out boundaries and she's unapologetic for it. And some people can think that she may be like a bitch. Sorry. I'm a Queen of Swords. I have dominant air in my chart, 70%. So I totally understand that vibe. And I used to like shudder. I used to like totally like never speak up. You know what I mean? I dealt with a very authoritarian, very dictatorial father in my life as well. It's been a running theme. These are issues that I've had to work through as well. So I totally get it. But, you know, once I've cleared out the vessel at this point in the game, I know, and I feel like this is what you're learning right now in the present, is that your most valuable resource is your energy. Okay. And where you're putting your mental energy towards what, who, or when, or who you're allowing around you. I mean, it's absolutely relevant and necessary to have boundaries. Boundaries are not meant to keep people out of our lives. Boundaries are meant to keep people in our lives. And you've got to know what your values are. You have to know what you value in your life. What is important to you? What are your values? What are your morals? What is your internal compass? What is your internal rubric? Think of it like when you were in college and your professors gave you a rubric and said, if you do 1 through 5, you're getting a freaking A in this class, right? Well, think of your values as your internal rubric system, right? And so if you know what your values are and you can anchor into your values, it makes it really easy to stand up and be authentic and say, hey, this is who I am, take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? So I really see you coming into that with the Page of Wands energy, which is such a cool thing. The other thing that I'm noticing here, I've got the King and the Queen of Wands in the back end energy. So it's like you could be dealing with fire signs. Maybe you are a fire sign. The thing that I love about seeing both the King and the Queen of Wands, this is giving me that energy that like you are literally healing that masculine in you. You're healing the masculine wounds within you. You're bringing into balance your masculine and feminine energy. And when you can do that, that is like the chef's kiss vibe, because then you are primed to properly co-create and manifest whatever your heart desires. Ooh, I am getting massive left side ear ringing on that. That's the divine feminine being like, bam, you are on target, Carrie Lee. That's really, really important. So I love that message. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. Here's where it gets really juicy, and I love this so much. What's coming in the future for you. So keep moving forward. Wow. It's very, very loud. Left side ear ringing. It's still going on. I'm going to actually give myself a minute to receive this download and take a sip of my tea. Whew. I ain't messing around with the Spirit. Okay. It's good. I want you to look at these two cards. This is the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. They're like the polar opposites. Okay. It's like what you're learning in the future. The 9 of Swords is about anxiety. It's about letting your anxiety and fear like bring you to a halt, procrastination, avoidance, right? Sleepless nights. This is also representative of the inner saboteur. It's an archetype that we all deal with. And that inner saboteur is directly correlated to self-esteem. and self-confidence. And so that's the overarching energy is the Five of Pentacles. I'm getting chills on the tops of my thighs on that. It's like, again, we're talking about poverty consciousness to some degree. And poverty, again, is not just about money. Poverty is about our self-esteem and about knowing our worth. And if you were dealing with a very authoritarian, like very dictatorship kind of energy when you were growing up or in any kind of environment, that's totally like sucking your self-confidence, your self-esteem right out. So what you're doing is you're facing that shadow part of you. And I've been dealing with this too. I've been studying Caroline Myss. She is like the chef's kiss vibes. I've been reading her book, Sacred Contract. And she talks about the inner saboteur. And it's like this is the thing, like, it doesn't matter if you're grocery shopping or you're buying clothes, or it's like you're speaking with somebody, like you're conversing with other people. It's like every choice that you make, that inner saboteur is like involved in it. Does this outfit make me look like a slut, or does this outfit like empower me? And sometimes I like to look like a slut because, hey, it is what it is, right? I'm just saying, it's no judgy, you know what I mean? But the inner saboteur creates it sucks your self-confidence dry. It puts you into that procrastination. It freezes you. It stops you from literally stepping into your full power and being able to yield it, for your betterment and for others. So I see you facing that head on. And every time you face it and you challenge it, it's like, hey, okay, I'm avoiding putting the work into this project, or I'm avoiding this confrontation, or I'm avoiding being myself unapologetically. And that's not anything but me. It's not the other person's fault. I'm not blaming other people. It's my inner saboteur trying to take my power. And so I'm not going to let it. I'm going to push myself because I know my freaking worth. Here's the Nine of Pentacles. I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table, and I'm going to face it. And that is how you take your power back. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. I cannot make this shit up. So I really, really, really love that energy. It's like when I bring the High Priestess, which again, that's the energy that you're showing up right now. When I bring the High Priestess in between that Nine of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, it's like when you really, truly anchor into trusting your intuition, your inner guidance, trusting the clairs that are heightening, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, your claircognizance, your clairaudience. Like, we all have access to that. When you build that up like a muscle and you trust it, man, you're unstoppable. Nine of Pentacles. This is how you're able to then attract your abundance and co-create and manifest. So I really, really like that. Let's go ahead and get some clarifiers on this. Give me some information about that tower. Let's just go for the jugular spirit. What was happening with that tower, please and thank you. This is really huge. I'm super, super proud of you guys, because at the end of the day, facing the inner saboteur, healing these father wounds, it's not for the faint of heart, and not everybody's doing it. So please, please, please make sure that you are honoring yourself and you're celebrating that as a win. Spirit, please show me what is going on. What happened with that tower? What do they need to know that will help empower them? 3, 2, and 1. Moon came out. Pisces again. Maybe you were dealing with the Pisces. 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. Wow. Okay, so I've got 8 and 9 of Swords on the table. So that's definitely showing me progression. Like, you're definitely nailing this, right? So I feel like with the Moon card, I feel like with the recent eclipse season that we had, it was like a 6-month freaking season. I feel like a lot of stuff was activated within you. There was a lot of illusion. Again, you weren't trusting your intuition to exit the building on that relationship or that job or that situation. And so that tower came and cleaned it out. It's like the 7 of Pentacles, like it took a minute. That's a pause, right? And 7 is a very spiritual number. Do you know what I mean? So, it's like, you had the opportunity to free yourself, the 8 of Swords. This is also a card that's definitely correlated to feeling stuck, feeling like, oh my God, I'm helpless. I can't get out of this. And that's also correlated to that inner saboteur that I'm talking about. So you were given the option to get out of it. It took too long, and that's why the tower came out. So just to kind of give you, like, because sometimes we don't understand. sometimes we don't understand. So on the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Cups again. I just feel like if you are not the Pisces, you were definitely dealing with the Pisces in this situation. So give me more information about this Nine of Swords. What does the viewer need to know that will help empower them in terms of what's coming in the future? I'm just hearing like, keep dealing with it, keep dealing with it, keep facing it. Every time that you face it head on and you take action, even if your mind is like telling you not to, when you push past that and you take action, you're taking the power away from that archetype. So keep doing it, my loves. What do they need to know about the Nine of Swords that will empower them? Please and thank you. Nine of Wands, Judgment, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, that's really awesome. Okay, it's like what's happening is, like I said, I was talking about when you know what your values are, when you know what your inner rubric is, your compass, right? And you anchor into that, it makes making decisions and choices in your life so much easier. It makes how you show up for yourself and others so much easier. Here's the Nine of Wands. This is all about having boundaries. So in order to utilize the boundaries, right, it's like you have to know what your values are first. So I feel like that's what you're going to be learning. And if you haven't been looking into that, please do so. Look into what that means for you, how that shows up for you. Somebody that's really good about education on those types of things, especially if you identify with like CPTSD, I do. The Crappy Childhood Fairy on YouTube, dude, she like chef's kiss vibes. But it's like when you really start to utilize those boundaries with yourself and with others, right? Boundaries with yourself, meaning you're not letting the inner saboteur get you. There's the Judgment card. Your angels are with you. They've got your back. Ask for guidance when you need it, right? Ask for help, releasing those things. Forgive yourself for it, right? It's like, this is about you being reborn. The Judgment card. This is about you being reborn into such a healthier version of yourself. So I really love that. And there's the Nine of Pentacles, being reborn into that abundance mindset. You know what I mean? So I really, really love that for you. Give me final guidance. Oh, Spirit's like, I already know what you're going to say. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles again. It's like, you're definitely overcoming this. Here is the Ace of Wands and the 10 of Wands. So when I add up the Ace and the 10, that gives me 11. 11 is a master number. Spirit's giving you a wink and a nod. I see you. You are on the transformational path. You're doing the damn thing. Whether you identify as on the transformational path, the awakening path, the ascension path, it's all the same. It's whatever you're comfortable with. But you are overcoming this. You're putting down the baggage of like carrying the weight of the world, carrying judgment of others. Like you're putting that all down. You're putting those wands down because you're done. You're just done. So this is a massive breakthrough. I really, really love that for you. You're overcoming that poverty consciousness. I really, really love that. Let me just pull one last card. This is my empath, like Dr. Judith Orloff. I love her decks. What can the viewers do in terms of self-care to help them through this really massive soul lesson? Like, this is huge. This is friggin' huge. Oh, this is such a huge deck. It's hard to handle. It's like I'm manhandling the earth in my little tiny hands. Oh, Lisa, I've missed you. Okay. Thank you for hanging with me, Chica. All right. What would best help this collective spirit, self-care, to help them through this lesson as they continue to slay the beast of the inner saboteur? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my God, that's perfect. Wow. Release the shame connected to it. That's huge. Release the shame that's connected to it. If you've been shamed for being sensitive or anything else. And remember, I talked about that early in the reading, that if you were dealing with a masculine energy in your life that made you feel like you couldn't express your emotions, like if they made fun of you because you were crying or showing your feelings, or it's like, don't speak unless spoken to, it's like, release the shame connected to that. You've got to let that go. Tell yourself, I'm ready to release the shame. I'm a lovable, caring person. There's not a damn thing wrong with it. It's beautiful. And on the bottom of the deck, I feel like this is really important too. I've got butterflies, which is signifying transformation. And there's 5 of them on here, which 5 is all about change. Embrace your imperfections. You are perfectly imperfect. None of us are perfect. We're perfectly imperfect. It says, release the idea that you must be without flaws. Humans are imperfect, messy, and also miraculous. Simply aim to be the best person possible. This is giving me Don Miguel Ruiz energy. I am impeccable with my word. I don't take anything personally. I make no assumptions, and I do my best every day. That's a really great book to dive into when you are working on replacing limiting beliefs. You've got to replace them with healthy belief structures. That's a great book to check out, The 4 Agreements. So, you guys, I hope that this was helpful for you, that it resonated in some way. Lisa, thank you so much for showing up, my love. Yeah, book a reading, my love. Speaking of that, if you're interested, if you feel aligned with my energy and you'd like to dive in, let me tap into your personal energy and the energies of your situation. My booking link is down in the description box, my loves. I would love to work with you. If this is where we end it, though, that's fine too. These readings are my gift to the collective, my act of divine love and service. And so, anywho, do the likes, do the shares, do the follows, all that wonderful stuff. And until the next time, my loves, be well, love well, live well. Chef's kiss vibes. I love you all. Bye, Lisa.